Welcome into another episode of Action Talk. I'm Thomas Shafer. I'm joined by my co-host Mark Saavedra, and it is the last weekend for regular season football in the NFL. Mark, we finally made it.
I know, man. It's sad because this is our last week to be degenerates and just sling out 12-team parlays, but whatever. It's time for some real football where the great teams are playing in the playoffs. And if you guys want picks for the playoffs, don't worry. We'll be doing episodes. And be sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Action Talk Bets because we give daily plays there. We've been red hot with NBA, so check us out there for daily plays, like I said. And we've got some winners to dive into for the final week of the NFL season. So let's start with a divisional matchup that has a lot of playoff implications. The Dallas Cowboys going to New Jersey, to face the Giants. Cowboys favored by 2.5 here, Thomas. How you feeling about this one?
I really struggled with this game. I went back and forth today thinking about this game. So I really think I'm just going to stay away from this game and not even bet it. But since we're in the business of giving picks and everything, I'm going to lean my pick with the Dallas Cowboys. They've looked pretty good the last couple weeks compared to the Giants. I know the Giants got that win in Seattle, but I think that was just a little bit of a fluke. The Cowboys are averaging 36 points per game over the last 3 weeks, so their offense is really in tune right now, and I can't trust the Giants to score 16 points with either Daniel Jones or Colt McCoy. This offense is so bad. I can't bet and put my money on a team like that.
Yeah, and over those past 3 weeks, the Cowboys have won and covered, so it's a team that I've been betting against, and they've been burning me. So you know what? I'm finally going to jump on the Dallas Cowboy bandwagon. I think this is the game where I get it right with the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, they've been getting it right. I can't say this is the game they get it right. They're going against the Giants that have looked pathetic as of late. We were talking about them as potentially winning the division a couple weeks ago, and wow, top 10 defense, some people were saying, and man, this hasn't really turned out to be so great. The line opened up at Giants -3, so it's pretty funny that it's moved so much. But I guess the Cowboys were really convincing, and people have been betting them. So this might be a game the public gets right. I'm rolling with the -2.5.
Yeah, so let's move over to the 4 p.m. slate. We got the Bears taking on the Packers. This game's in Chicago. Packers are a 5.5-point spread or favorite. Excuse me. Who do you like here?
Aaron Rodgers is 17-7 against the spread against Chicago in his career. So I'm rolling with Aaron Rodgers. You can't. -5.5. I just think it's actually moved down. It opened at 6.5, at least where I saw it. I think this is just an overreaction to the Bears beating 3 miserable teams. Their combined record is like 11-35. So yeah, let's not get too crazy with these Bears. I think Green Bay is going to roll over them. -5.5 is a small number for this team. What about you, Thomas?
Yeah, you mentioned those 3 teams, the Jags, Vikings, and Texans, I think it was. They're not exactly the blue bloods of the NFL this season, so the Bears took care of those teams, but I don't see them taking care of the Packers here. I'm going to lay the 5.5 points. With Aaron Rodgers and Davante Adams, they have been the best combination in the NFL this season. Davante Adams hitting all these numbers that Randy Moss back in the day did, and Aaron Rodgers having the best year of his career, I think statistically. So I don't think you can really roll with the Bears here. I know you're getting a couple points, with being a home underdog, but it's Packers. The Packers and Aaron Rodgers have owned the Chicago Bears since Aaron Rodgers took over for Brett Favre back 15 years ago.
Yeah, and let me correct myself by the way. 11-34. I said 11-35. The opposing teams they went against, but that's neither here nor there. And the best defense they faced was the Vikings defense, which Zimmer said it himself. This is the worst defense he's ever had. Green Bay is the 7th ranked total defense in the NFL. So Mitchell Trubisky's been facing some pretty easy competition. I think this Green Bay defense is going to be a little mean to him. So definitely roll that -5.5. Like I said, I think it's a small number for probably the best team in the NFC. I don't know. I think so. The way they're rolling right now, Rodgers is my pick for the MVP, and I'm definitely throwing a couple shekels on them to win the NFC and represent them in the Super Bowl. But let's move on to another divisional matchup. We're just staying in the NFC today. Saints going to Carolina, 6.5-point favorites. The Saints are. How do you feel about this one, Thomas?
Yeah, so the Panthers don't have Mike Davis. They don't have Christian McCaffrey. I don't even know who their third or fourth string running back is. Is Chris Samuels going to be the running back? I really don't know. So I'm rolling with the Saints, laying the 6.5 points. I think the offense has been clicking the last couple of weeks. I think their defense needs a little bit of work after giving up 33 points to the Minnesota Vikings on Christmas. But I think that they're gonna have some confidence going into the playoffs after they take care of business in Carolina against their old former backup / starting quarterback, Teddy Bridgewater. So I'm liking the Saints to cover this and head into the playoffs on a nice little win streak.
Yeah, I'm all over this one too. I'm rolling with Saints. I'm laying the number. They're 7-1 against in their last 8 games against teams with a losing record on the road. So I don't care if they're playing in the dome, if they're on the road. This is a good football team, and yeah, they gave up 33 points to the Vikings, but no, I mean they scored 50, and you're going to go points and give the other team a lot of opportunities when you're doing that. But this is not the Vikings offense. The Vikings have a much better offense than this, even though Kubiak is not very creative. Anyway, roll with the Saints laying that number. And yeah, it's been a while since we've agreed so much on the podcast, Thomas. It's kind of weird.
I
And
don't like it at all. I don't like it one bit, honestly.
it's a little weird, but I think after 4 months of the NFL season, I think I've got Vegas figured out. So I think these are winners, and we're going to end it with one of my favorite teams to talk about. The Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Washington football team. Football team's favored by 2 here, Thomas. Who are you rolling with?
Releasing Dwayne Haskins was what? Addition by subtraction. They probably could have won that game if he doesn't start against Carolina last week. I know we just talked about the Panthers, but they almost blew that game too against Dwayne Haskins, and the guy just got cut on Monday. So yeah, I got to go with the Washington football team. I almost tripped up again. This is week 17. I should be saying Washington football team with no errors, but I see all the guys on TV screwing up all the time. But I really like the Washington football team's defense. It's so good, and the defensive line is so fearsome. Jalen Hurts struggled last week against Dallas Cowboys defense, and we all know the Dallas Cowboys defense isn't the Washington football's defense. He threw some picks, took some sacks, so I'm expecting a little bit more. Maybe not as many picks, maybe not as many sacks, but I'm expecting more of the same against the Washington's defense. And I don't really care who's starting at quarterback at this point. It's not Dwayne Haskins, and that's a win in my opinion that he's off the team. And I'm sorry to say if we have any Cowboy fans that are listening or followers, but it's congratulations, you guys finished on a winning streak, but it doesn't matter because the Washington football team is in the playoffs, and I wouldn't want to play this team, honestly. If I'm an NFC wildcard team, I wouldn't want to go to Washington and have to play this defense in what could be tough conditions in December in a couple weeks.
Oh, no. And Alex Smith is expected to start this week, so he's 10-5 straight up as a starter since taking over for the Washington football team, 11-4 against the spread. So pretty good for bettors. And like you said, this defense is vicious. They disrupt the quarterback. They don't let you run the ball. I mean, it's just incredible. They've got first-round picks all over that D-line. It's just absolutely just a stout defense. So this is a tough team to go against. I'm back on the never bet on the Eagles train. Can't trust this team. They're 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games. Their last cover was when they beat the Saints, and that was a miracle in Jalen Hurts' first start. But no more magic there in Philly. Their dreams are dead. I'm laying the points here with the Washington football team.
So this is also my best bet of the week, the Washington football team to beat the Philadelphia Eagles, I also have them just to win the division and make the playoffs at plus 415. So I'm doubling down. Not really, but I'm pushing so hard on the Washington football team. Cash out my future bet on that. Washington football team, let's go.
Yeah, and I'm an idiot because you told me about that, and you told me to live bet the Steelers at plus 500 when they were down against the Colts, and I denied you both times. And you know what? I'm an idiot, and I'll regret that till the day I die. But that's enough of that. My best bet Gotta go with the Packers -5.5. I saw the spread. I'm like, Aaron Rodgers is taking care of business. He's locking down this number 1 seed. It's over for the Bears. Their little hopes of the playoffs. Oh, we beat the Packers. Yeah, if you beat the Packers, we saw what Aaron Rodgers did in the snow last week, right? We saw that. Everybody watched. Okay, good. Same thing's gonna happen again. Lay the points. Green Bay locking it down and tearing up Chicago. Sorry, Thomas, give me your underdog of the week.
So this season, I've been so good at picking these underdogs. I think I've started calling myself, nobody's really crowned me this, but I started calling myself the plus money king after being so good at underdogs. And hey, we're also, like Mark said before the show, we're killing underdogs in the NBA. So be sure to check out those picks daily. So many good underdogs in the NBA. But anyways, let's get back on track. Favorite underdog this week, the Detroit Lions, plus 230 against the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings won't have Dalvin Cook. I'm not even sure if Alexander Madison's going to start at this point, so it could be Mike Boone. And the Vikings defense has been giving up 33 points a game over the last month. I don't care if Matthew Stafford isn't playing in this game. Chase Daniels will be able to light up this defense. This is I wouldn't say this is a lock, but the value at plus 230 is just so ridiculous. Hey, this could be my boy Adrian Peterson's last game, and he's going to be going against his old team, the Minnesota Vikings. He could be in line for a lot of work, honestly, in this game. So, yeah, Lions plus 230.
That is – wow, was that a ballsy bet, my man? I was trying to be proper with it. That's ballsy, and you're going against your own team. Wow. I will hammer all the Adrian Peterson overs because, like you said, that's just too much. I mean, that guy's going to explode. I'm assuming 100 yards, so definitely going to do that. My underdog of the week, I've been pretty bad this year, so you know what? I need to make up for it with a really juicy underdog. And for some reason, this team has been calling out to me. Once I saw the spread, I was like, So I'm rolling with the team that has the number 1 pick locked up, the Jacksonville Jaguars, plus 700 to beat the Indianapolis Colts. What do they have to play for? To absolutely destroy the Colts' dreams of making the playoffs. They already have the number 1 seed locked in, so why lose? They're done tanking. They've done what they need to do. It's locked in. Let's see what we got. Let's go out and play, and let's see if we can win a ball game. So you know what? Let's roll the Jags, plus 700. Fuck that plus 14 spread.
What you failed to mention was the last team the Jaguars beat was week 1 against the Indianapolis Colts, which I called, if you remember, that I was like, don't fucking touch that. Don't touch that because that's a little sketchy. But that would be insane if they ended with – or they started the season beating the Colts and then they end the season beating the Colts. That would just be magical. And you know what? I like that because, I don't like the Rivers.
Yeah, so let's hope for a Jacksonville sweep of the Colts. And then I'm going to throw this. The bets that we have, these spreads that we've given out, I'm going to put these and the underdog of the weekend there. I'm hoping it hits. So it's going to be pretty juicy. Hopefully you guys roll me. At least take that plus 14 if you do chicken, all right? And let me give you guys my last, which should be my last 6-team teaser. I'm going to roll with the Titans, Bucks, Seahawks, Jets, Packers, and Steelers. I think these teams cover the spreads outright, so why not tease them and just sit back and enjoy it? Thomas, what do you got for me?
So my last parlay is going to be really, really juicy. Let's hit this out of the freaking park. I love Washington money line minus 125. I'm guessing that's going to move down during the week. I'm liking the Broncos as an underdog plus 115, and I'm putting in the Lions plus 230 on the money line. This is juicy, $10. A $10 bet on this parlay pays out 117. That's enough money to make your playoff dreams come true with not having to put any more money into Bovada, MyBookie, Bet Online, any of those websites.
Yeah, wow, that is incredibly juicy, my friend. I wish you the best of luck. And by the way, you guys saw Thomas present a gift. Let me show it to the fans. It's a beautiful Pittsburgh Steelers hat. Just look at that throwback logo. Beautiful. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate it. Just had to show it off.
I didn't even realize that you were wearing the hat until you turned it around.
Yeah, I thought I had to. I'd be a bad host and person. I felt like if I didn't at least show it off, you know what I mean? I had to wear it. So there you go. And for more of our shenanigans, and like we said, daily picks, we've been killing the underdogs of NBA. As of right now, we're 9-2 on the week. Record's going to change by the time you go back to our Instagram, but so far 9-2 in the week with NBA. So go follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Action Talk Bets. And thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of Action Talk.